Hey, what's good everyone? In today's session, as you see in the title, don't be like me. Don't slow play aces. Alright, let's get it.
I belong to you.
I belong to you.
Do just what you want.
Today, I go play the 1-2 no limit game at the final table. I buy in for the max $400. I get my chips and head to the table. Starting off the session, we play short-handed. One player limps in, and I pick up pocket kings and small blind. Alright, not too bad starting off. I raise it to $16 and only one player makes the call, and we go heads up to a flop. The flop is king 9-3 with 2 diamonds, and I flop top set. Okay. First action's on me, and I decide to check. I don't expect my opponent to have much here, since I have 2 kings in my hand. I want to give him a chance to bluff at it. He checks back pretty quickly, and we go to a turn. The turn is the 8 of hearts. I check again, just trying to set the trap, and he bets $15. I don't expect him to have much here. I'm hoping he has a flush draw or a straight draw like 10 jack. I raise it to $45, and he quickly makes the call. The river pairs the board with another 8, now giving me a full house, and it also brings in the flush. I bet $75, and he quickly calls. I show my full house, and we're good. He shows jack 8 for runner trips. What a great river card for me. And we take our first pot of the night. Let's go. This next hand, I look down at pocket 4s under the gun and raise it to $8. The small blind 3 bets it at 23, and only I make the call, and we go heads up to a flop. The flop is 4-8-7 with 2 hearts, and I flop bottom set. Wow, flopping 2 sets already? Talk about heater. Better yet, my opponent leads out for $45. When action's on me, raise it to $150, trying to target strong ace. I want to make it look like I'm on a flush draw, as I would make the same raise here if I was on a flush draw. You gotta keep your plays balanced. You gotta also raise with your strong hands as well. My opponent tanks for about 30 seconds, but unfortunately he folds. Damn. I could have checked back in position and let my opponent maybe bet again on the turn, but I didn't want to see a heart and kill the action. I still like my raise here. I think I could have gone either way, flat calling or raise as I did. If he had a strong hand like ace king, there's no way he was folding. He probably had a hand like pocket 9s or pocket 10s, but we take down this pot. Just a few hands later, I straddle $5 on the button, 2 players limp call, and I look down at ace jack offsuit and raise it to $25. Only one player calls, and we go heads up to a flop. The flop is deuce 4 queen all offsuit, and I don't have much here. He checks, and I c-bet for $20, trying to represent a hand like ace queen or even an overpair. He calls, and the turn is a 7 of diamonds. He checks again, and I check back being in position and for some pot control. The river is the 8 of diamonds, and he checks for a 3rd time. Well, I only have ace high here, which could be good, but I'm gonna bet and try to take down this pot. So I bet $40, and he quickly folds. Alright, got this little small bluff through. In this one, pretty much everyone limps in, and when action's on me, I look down at 4-6 offsuit, and I limp in too, and we go to a family pot. The flop is 5-7-8 with 2 hearts, and I flop the lower in straight, as 6-9 gets there too. 6-9. The small blind leads out for $15, 4 players call, and when action's on me, I raise it to $100, trying to target any flush draws, 2 pairs, and if someone has 6 in their hand, maybe they want to chase. Remember, this was a limped in pot too, so I'm expecting most of them to have smaller cards in their hand, but one by one, they all fold, and I take down the pot. My raise here was a bit big. I could have made it like 65 to 75, but with that many players in, I was expecting at least one of them to be on a draw and make the call. But hey, I'll definitely take it. La Familia, baby. The very next hand, under the gun +1 raises to $17. One player calls, and I look down at pocket 8s, and I just make the call along with the small blind, and we go 5 ways to a flop. The flop is 9 deuce 3 all offsuit, and this is a pretty safe flop for the most part. When action checks to me, since under the gun +1, the pre-flop raiser didn't bet, I don't think anyone has an overpair, or they probably would have 3-betted under the gun +1 pre-flop. I bet $25 for some protection, and 2 players make the call. 3 ways to a turn, which is the ace of clubs. This card definitely hits undergun +1 range. Surprisingly though, Action checks to me, and I decide to check back. I would hate to bet here and then get check raised. The river is the 10 of spades, and again action checks to me. I do have enough showdown value, but at the time in the moment, I didn't think my hand was going to hold up. I felt like one of them had a hand like king 9, and I was going to lose to a pair of 9s. So I bet $50 trying to get a 9 or 10 to fold. They both quickly fold, and I get this one through. I might even have the best hand here. Alright, double board bomb pot time. The flop on the top board is 10 deuce 10 with 2 spades, and I flop trip 10s. And the bottom board is king 7 queen with 2 clubs, and I flop an up and down straight draw with 10 jack. Action checks to me, and I decide to check back, and we go to a turn. The turn on the top board is a 3 diamonds, and I now have a full house on top. And the bottom board is a 4 hearts, and I still just have a straight draw. E4 bets $20, one player calls, and when action's on me, I just make the call along with one other player, and we go 4 ways to a river. The river on the top board is a 6 of diamonds, and now I'm only losing to that board if someone has 10-6. And the bottom board is the 5 of hearts, and I missed my straight draw on that one. C4 bets out $75, one player calls, and when action's on me, I snap call. I'm never folding here, as I should only take down half the pot. C1 also calls. C4 then shows 10-6 for a river bigger full house on top, and 6-8 for the river straight on the bottom, and scoops up both boards. He just nutted on all of us and said, "See you on the river," and got there on both boards. So sick. These double board bomb pots are so sick. Very next hand, and there's a $5 straddle on the button, and the small blind raised it to $15, and I look down at pocket 10s. 2 players call, and when action's on me, I raise it to 75. Only the small blind calls, and we go heads up to a flop. The flop is ace 3 for all clubs, and of course the ace comes out. But the ace does hit my 3 betting range, and I also have the 10 of clubs for a little protection. So when action checks it over me, I c-bet for $50 as I would if I had ace king with the king of clubs. I want to put pressure on hands like ace jack, maybe pocket jacks or queens, and hopefully he doesn't have a club in his hand. He calls, and we go to a turn. The turn is a 9 of spades, and then my opponent rips it all in and has me covered. Oh man, definitely don't like that. I tank for about 30 seconds, and I think he has a hand like ace jack or ace queen with the club. Maybe even flopped a small flush and just trying to protect his hand. I end up making the fold here, and I just don't see how to call the rest of my stack. He doesn't show, so we'll never know about this one. Comment down below if you think I made the right fold, or if you would have made the call here. Alright, this session took a turn real quick. I looked down at ace 5 of hearts, and I don't know why, but I decided just to flat call. I should never just be flat calling with this hand. The hijack raises to $7, everyone folds, and I decided just to call being out of position. I should have raised here, but we go to a flop. The flop is jack king 10 all offsuit, and I flop a straight draw. I check, and my opponent bets out $10. I make the call, and we go to a turn. The turn is the king of hearts, now giving me the backdoor flush draw. I check again, and he bets $15. Such a small bet, I'm not going anywhere with my draws. I call, and we go to a river. The river is the 7 of hearts, now giving me the ace high flush. Runner, runner, baby, let's go. I check for a 3rd time to my opponent, and he bets out $50. Now this is where it gets really interesting, because my opponent starts to do some table talking, telling me,
"You're gonna so hate me." It's gross though, I think you had it.
I immediately think he has pocket 7s. That's the only combination of full house that I'm worried about, because I felt like if he had a hand like king 10 or king jack, he would have raised it more than $7 pre-flop. Maybe he has king 7. Maybe. He then does some more table talk and tells me,
The thing is, I'm actually worried about a re-raise.
alright. Well, I tank for another 30 seconds before going all in, and I have him covered. I'm Hollywooding, like I'm just playing him in his table talk, and I don't have anything. He snap calls for $150. I show my flush, and my opponent shows queen 3 for a smaller flush, and I stack him. Much needed double up. Well, he said he was worried if I re-raised him. I didn't think he was gonna snap call, but that was a fun one. Not very often people table talk against me. I like it. Alright, double board bomb pot time, and this hand is the hand of the night. The flop on the top board is 8 king 9 with 2 spades, and I flop top set. And the bottom board is 7 8 4 all offsuit, and I flop bottom set. Okay, I can work with that. When action's on me, I decide to check and see what my opponents do. Beat 2 bets $25. One player makes the call, and when action's back on me, I raise it to $100, and 2 players make the call. 3 ways to a turn, and the top board is the ace of hearts. Now I'm losing to pocket aces, and the bottom board to 3 hearts, and both boards bring in the backdoor heart draw. When both players called my $100 raise, I'm sure one of them has 5-6 for the nuts on the bottom. I'm hoping both boards pair up on the river. When action's on me, I rip it all in for $365, and both players call. Seat 1 has me covered, and Seat 2 calls for less, $263. Alright, pair the board, please. Or even break both rivers. I don't mind taking half, as I know one of them has 5-6 for the nuts on the bottom. The river on the top board is the 6 of diamonds, and the river on the bottom board is the queen of diamonds. And Seat 2 immediately says,
I got the nuts.
Shit.
Nuts.
Sorry, what did you have? I didn't hear the first time. You have these? Sheesh, so sick. C2 shows 5-6 for the for the bottom and 5-7 for river straight on top and takes down both boards. Actually, 7-10 is the nuts on top. So you actually only had one nut, you freak. Who only has one nut? But that's enough to scoop, and apparently nut. I take down the side pot because I had C2 covered and Seat 1 had a set of 9s on top. Man, if you've been watching the last few vlogs, these double board bomb pots have been no good to me, and I keep getting rivered every time. Sheesh, but that's the game for ya. These double board bomb pots get crazy action. You love them or you hate them, but I do, man. Last interesting hand of night, and just a heads up, I'm on tilt. I started off the session hot and was up about 300 and lost all my profits, and now I'm down a couple of stacks. There's a $5 straddle on the button, and I look down at the boys. Hey Ron. Alright, time to get my money back. One player calls, and when action's on me, the button has been aggressive all night, so I'm expecting him to raise. So I decided to make the flat call for $5, trying to set a trap. I know. Slow playing aces is a big risk, and it might get checked through and we'll have to go multi-ways. Well, guess what happens? 2 players call behind me, and then the button checks. Oh my goodness. The trap is set on me, and we go 5 ways to a flop with pocket aces. The flop is Jack 6 Queen all offsuit. Not too bad for aces multi-ways. There is a couple straight draws, but again, not too bad. So when action's on me, I check again, because again, I already slow played these aces, so I'm gonna continue to slow play them. The cutoff bets out $15 and everyone folds. When action's on me, I raise it to $45 and he makes the call. The turn is a pretty bad one. The king of diamonds, now making the board a bit more connected and brings in some 2-pair combinations like jack queen, jack king, queen king, and a couple straight draws as well like ace 10 or 9-10. So overall, pretty bad turn. I check and he bets out $45. I'm pretty sure I'm behind, but I make the call hoping to river 10 for a straight or maybe a 6 for 2-pair, and then that would counterfeit his possible 2-pair. The river is the 5 of hearts and I check it over to him again. He then rips it all in and has me covered. Man, I did not want to see that. I don't have much behind. I have about $50 to $60 left, and I know I'm never good here. He has all the 2 pairs and maybe even a straight here. But like I said before, I'm on tilt and I barely have anything left. So I make the crying call even though I know I'm never good here. And my opponent shows 9-10 for a turn straight and stacks me. Yup, sounds about right. The way my night took a turn, sounds about right. When he bet and led out on the turn when the king came out, after I raised him on the flop, I should have known. That was a big red flag right there. I played this hand real bad, and I could have made the fold on the river. Maybe even on the turn. I knew I was beat. But this is why you don't slow play aces, and hope you guys all can learn from my mistake. Damn ACES, man. You ain't no AA Ron. You Aaron today. But just like that, I get stacked and call it a night. And the way my night was going, it just seemed like they all had D's.
Nuts.
Alright, just got done with the session. Started off hot tonight. I mean, I was hitting sets on sets. And then cooled off pretty quickly. I mean, that double board bomb pot got rivered on both rivers. And then getting stacked with pocket aces. This is why you don't slow play pocket aces. So sick. I thought for sure someone was gonna raise. And then I was just gonna 3-bet pretty big, expecting to take down the pot, but this is why you don't slow play aces. I was in for the game 400 and out 4-0. So thanks for watching and see you on the river. Just not tonight.
Sing all my melody.